Iga Swiatek's upcoming return to the tennis court is stirring up some important conversations that every fan and player should pay attention to. As she prepares to compete again, a former Grand Slam finalist has shared insights that could be crucial for her and others to consider. But here's where it gets controversial. Is Swiatek's decision to play in the Korea Open a smart move? Or is it a symptom of a bigger problem in the WTA schedule? After a tough loss to Amanda Anasimova in the U.S. Open quarterfinals, many expected Swiatek to take a well-deserved break before the demanding WTA 1000 tournaments in China. Instead, she's heading to Seoul to participate in the Korea Open, a WTA 500 event where she will enter as the top seed. This choice has raised eyebrows, especially since Swiatek herself has openly criticized the grueling length of the tennis season, calling it super long. Earlier this year, this is exactly why the recent comments from Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, the 2021 French Open finalist, are worth noting. Speaking on the show, Bolshoi, Pavlyuchenkova didn't hold back when discussing the players' schedules, particularly those competing in Korea. She pointed out the contradiction she sees among players who complain about the exhausting season but then immediately jump into another tournament. All the girls are complaining and groaning in the changing rooms. What a long season, and then I see everyone is already in Korea, Pavlyuchenkova said. They're already starting to play. I think, you literally just complained about the season, and now you've already flown away. Why? Be smarter with your schedule, right? Yet everyone still plays. Swiatek isn't alone in Seoul. Several other top players are also competing, including Ekaterina Alexandrova, Clara Tauson, Daria Kasatkina, Diana Schneider, Beatriz Haddad-Maia, Sofia Kenin, and Emma Raducanu. This lineup highlights how the Korea Open remains a significant stop on the tour despite the fatigue players express. Pavlyuchenkova also shed light on why the Asian swing of tournaments is especially challenging. It's not just about age or stamina. Even in her mid-20s, she found it tough to adjust. The travel from America to Asia involves adapting to different time zones and playing conditions, which can vary drastically. For example, the type of tennis balls used changes from city to city. Pen balls in Beijing, Srixon in Tokyo, and Wilson in Hong Kong. These subtle differences can affect players' performance and increase the risk of injury. This is a critical point because injuries can derail a player's season, and for someone like Swiatek, who is chasing the world #1 ranking held by Aryna Sabalenka, staying healthy is paramount. But here's the catch. While it's easy to criticize Swiatek for choosing to play in Korea, did she really have much of a choice? According to WTA rules, players are required to participate in 6 WTA 500 tournaments annually, or 5 if they include the United Cup. Failing to meet this commitment results in 0 points being counted toward their rankings for those missed events. The 2025 WTA rulebook states, any 0 ranking point results received from a WTA 500 commitment tournament must count on a player's ranking. Swiatek played in the United Cup in January, which counts as one of these events, meaning she still needs to compete in 5 WTA 500 tournaments this year. So far, she has only played 2. The Porsche Tennis Grand Prix in April, where she lost in the quarterfinals to Jelena Ostapenko, and the Bad Homburg Open in June, where she was runner-up to Jessica Pegula. The Korea Open will be her 3rd. This means that even with Korea, Swiatek will have 2 0-point results, counting against her ranking, because she isn't scheduled to play in the remaining WTA 500 events, the Ningbo Open and the Pan-Pacific Open. This system puts immense pressure on players to compete in tournaments even when their bodies or minds might need rest. Swiatek might have preferred to spend more time practicing and preparing for the China Open, a WTA 1000 event. But the current rules don't allow her that flexibility. This raises a bigger question. If the WTA wants its top players to stay healthy and perform at their best throughout the year, shouldn't the tour reconsider these rigid participation requirements? One potential solution could be reducing the mandatory WTA 500 events from 6 to 4, looking at the top 10 players' participation in 2025, most are already meeting or exceeding this lower threshold. For example, Aryna Sabalenka has played 3 out of 6, Iga Swiatek 4 out of 6, and Jessica Pegula has even played 7, surpassing the requirement. Lowering the bar could ease the physical and mental strain on players without compromising the competitiveness of the tour. Whether the WTA will make such changes remains uncertain, but it's a debate worth following closely. The balance between maintaining a rigorous schedule and protecting players' well-being is delicate and crucial for the sport's future. As for Swiatek, she is set to kick off her Korea Open campaign on Wednesday, September 17th, facing either Anastasia Zakharova or Sorana Cirstea. Will this tournament help her regain momentum, or will it add to the fatigue that many players are warning about? And what do you think? Should players be forced to compete in so many mandatory events, or is it time for the WTA to rethink its rules? Share your thoughts and join the conversation below.